Hello, and welcome to Sarah Richet's Eportfolio. The purpose of my ePortfolio is to examine my growth and transformation as both a teacher and a student over the last 4 to 5 years. My portfolio is inspired by Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken, much because I feel that my journey with my Master's of Educational Technology has led me down less ventured paths within my career, and it has enabled me to experience new surroundings and changed my vision of learning as a whole. As you can see in my ePortfolio, I have showcased my learning through a journey. And you can see on the tabs up at the top, each step represents each part of my journey. In the first part, we can see here the full of details. That's where my journey begins. And this is one in which I was beginning to understand how to design a learning environment. As I moved on to a masterpiece, it is with this piece that I found how to take my design and implement it. And as I moved on within the game, it was being able to take my design and implementation and learning to engage my learners as well as engage myself as a learner. As I moved on to the dance part, I realized how important the relationships were to my learning and to the learning of my students. And the final part was bringing it all together in the journey. And in the journey, this is where it's my biggest aha moments. My biggest parts were really where my thinking as a teacher and as a learner really began to shift and change. It's when all the pieces began to come together. And in this final part is my dream, a dream in which I have for my own future and what I foresee to happen within education itself. As I move on to this last tab, it is a part of my journey, but one that is very personal. I have included in this part my personal learning theory as a teacher and just as a student as well, what I think education should be. Those that have inspired me, so very big figures in my life such as Howard Gardner, John Dewey, and how they transformed my own thinking as a teacher and as a learner. And finally, my resume, as I hope to move on in the future and continue with my career, not only as a teacher, but possibly a future administrator, or even somewhere, possibly a professor one day myself. I'd like to just quickly lead you through how to get through my ePortfolio. On the first page, you're going to see that we have the video tour, which I'm hoping by now you've been able to find. I'm guessing that you have. And the purpose and audience, which I've kind of described to you right at the beginning of this video. Throughout the tabs, you're going to see this little icon. And this icon is my aha moments. Moments in my learning as a student and as a teacher that had the biggest impact on my transformation. Taking you into the tabs, on every single page you're going to see the big idea, the main question, my essential question that leads me through that journey. So at the top you're going to find an essential question, and on the page you're going to find my reflection of that part of my journey and what it meant to me and how it transformed me, as well as artifacts. And as we go through, some of them are a little bit more detailed in the way that they have papers within it. And sometimes it's hard. You can scroll through and definitely look through it like this, or you can go into the link and be able to read the paper with a little bit bigger than having that small little window to look at. When you are done, you just click back, navigate back to it. And if you want to move, you can move along through the tabs up at the top. You can always find your way back home up here on the tab. And when you're ready to move on into the next one, you just go down to the bottom of the page and click Next. And it will bring you into the next essential question and reflection and the artifacts that really drove my learning during that part of my journey. When you are done your journey within my ePortfolio, if you have a chance, please go to the portfolio rubric. In this rubric, you are able to share your experience. Please leave comments of some insights, some new things that you've learned, or even things that have inspired you along the way. Overall, I really do hope that you learn something through my journey or take something with you, perhaps even just inspired to make a change in education yourself. And if you have a chance, please take a moment to fill out my ePortfolio rubric and just let me know how well you think I was able to design it and if it was easy enough for you to navigate and read. Thank you for taking the time to visit my ePortfolio, and I hope you have learned something through my journey into learning.